Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday. Thank you for joining me this evening. How are you today? I'm trying to connect so I can share my screen. Tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me where you're watching me from. I am streaming from Lagos, Nigeria. So please tell me where you're watching me from while I work on my slide. My slide will come up soon. While I'm doing that, tell me where you're watching me from. Where are you watching me from? Keep sending that to the chat. Where are you watching me from? Where are you watching me from? Where are you watching me from? I'm working on my slide. My slide will come up shortly. While I'm doing that, let me know where you're watching me from. Happy Sunday. Where are you watching me from? I am streaming from Lagos, Nigeria. Where are you watching me from? Is it within Nigeria, outside of Nigeria? Which part are you watching me from? My slide will be ready soon. Keep engaging me in the chat by telling me where you're watching me from. My slide is coming up. My slide is coming up. Keep telling me where you're watching me from in the chat. My slide will be ready soon. Tell me where you're watching me from. Where are you watching me from? Good evening, good evening. I can see from Lagos. Keep telling me where you're watching me from. Lagos, Nigeria, Kaduna, beautiful. Keep telling me where you're watching me from. Ibadan, Imo State, Akwa Ibom, Abule Egba, Lagos, Akwa Ibom State, Lagos, Akwa Ibom, Lagos State, Lagos, Abuja, Akwa Ibom, very beautiful. Keep telling me where you're watching me from. My slide will be ready soon. The network seems quite slow this evening. My slide will be ready soon. If you're just joining us, let me know where you're watching me from. Thank God it is Sunday, the beginning of a new week. May this new week be a glorious one for us. Yeah, I believe you can see my slide now. So again, let me know where you are watching me from. Let me know which part of the world you're watching me from. I can see a lot of Ibadan, Lagos, Imo State, Akwa Ibom, Kaduna. You don't have to request to share, to record. You don't have to request to record. I already said that the recording won't be available, so you do not have to request to record. If you're just joining me, please tell me where you're watching me from. I can see lots of Lagos, Yenogua, Bayelsa, Shaki, Oyo State, Lagos, Nigeria, Ekiti, Lagos, FCT, Abuja, Akwa Ibom. Very well, Jos. Thank you, everyone. Happy New Week. We are ready to make things happen this week, and it will happen in our favor. Okay, so the topic for this evening is the 3 P's to speak English eloquently. The 3 P's to speak English eloquently. So I welcome everyone to this evening's session, and I want you to quickly get your pen, get your book, get water, and of course, if you have popcorn or biscuits, just get one of them, as I will be sharing with you powerful strategies that will help you to be able to speak English with proper diction. Now, when we talk about speaking English eloquently, there are different things you can do. But tonight, I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 P's, the power of 3, that would help you master English pronunciation. I'll wait a few seconds to be sure you have got your book, your pen, and popcorn. Have you done that? Have you done that? So I want you to imagine you being able to speak English eloquently and confidently anytime, anywhere. And to speak English eloquently and confidently, you must pay attention to your pronunciation and diction. You must pay attention to your grammar and, of course, your vocabulary. But this evening, I would focus on diction and pronunciations. So what are these 3 P's that you need to pay attention to? The first is practice. Practicing is key. I like to say that when you learn to speak right and you do not practice, it's half the battle. It means that you've just gone 50% when you learn. What happens to the remaining 50%? You need to practice. They go together. You cannot improve how you speak only by learning. You must practice. It's key. It's essential. The second is patience. Patience is also important when it comes to speaking. I like to say that speaking right, whether you're trying to improve your grammar or you're improving your pronunciation or your vocabulary, it is a journey. It is not something that happens immediately or suddenly. It's not magical. It takes time. It's a journey. And lastly is persistent. Of course, in life generally, persistence pays, but not just in life. Even when you're trying to acquire skills like better communication. So the first P again is practice with precision. Now, when it comes to pronunciation and diction, there are about 4 key things you must pay attention to. These 4 things are what any great diction lessons would cover. But remember, we're not talking about you learning them here, but we're talking about you practicing them. So what are these 4 things that you must practice after every lesson or after every opportunity you get to improve your communication skill? The first is the sounds of the language. You cannot pronounce words in a language well without paying attention to the sound, which is why you must pay close attention to the individual sounds in English. That is because all the sounds of the English language are important. No one is less important. They are all important. So you must pay attention to each sound. Right now, I have what we call the phonemic chart, also called the IPA chart. It is a chart that comprises all the sounds in English. We have the consonant sounds and we have the vowel sounds. So tonight, I'll call your attention to few sounds that I want you to start practicing, starting from this moment until you're able to master the sounds. And the first sound that I'd like to talk about is the TH sound. We learned this during the webinar. Unfortunately, a lot of people still haven't got it. Some have, but they are not practicing it. Let me tell you for free, when I meet someone and we speak and I realize that they are pronouncing the TH sounds well, it occurs to me that yes, they must have learned how to speak better and they are intentionally practicing it. The TH sound is listed on Google as one of the most English difficult sounds for Nigerians. And that is because it is not in any of the Nigerian native languages. And the 3 major languages, the Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa, we don't have TH sounds, which is why when a Nigerian is speaking and we see TH, we tend to pronounce it using a sounds that we have in our native language that is similar to it. Which is why when a Nigerian wants to pronounce this sound here, this is the voiceless TH symbol. An average person will pronounce it as t, just like a T. So take, for example, if an average Nigerian wants to pronounce the word THIN, you see them pronounce it as TIN, teen, instead of thin. The difference between how you pronounce it, the difference between the wrong pronunciation and the right pronunciation is your tongue positioning. Your tongue is expected to be in between your teeth. A lot of people put it behind their teeth. They do something like this. Teen. Do not put it behind. Put it between this way. So you go thin instead of thin. No, say thin. Another example is math. An average person will pronounce it as math. Where is your math book? Or I have a math assignment. No, it's math. Your tongue should be in between your teeth. The last example I'll give this evening is anthem. An average person will say anthem. I cannot recite the new national anthem. No, I cannot recite the new national anthem. Put your tongue outside. Now, the question is, how do you practice it? One way to practice this is to be intentional. It takes intentionality. What do I mean? Naturally, we are used to speaking a certain way for years. So take, for example, before I learned diction about 7 years ago, I've been speaking English wrongly. I've been pronouncing English words wrongly for about 25 years already. So I would say anthem, I would say math, I would say teen. So what did I do differently? The first thing I did was to tell the people around me my intention. So I told my sisters and my brother that, oh, I want to start speaking English better. Now, my sisters and my brother, they have not learned diction at that time. So they didn't even know what it means to speak well. But then I told them that when I sound different from my old self, it means I'm speaking well. So I remember then, anytime we're in the house, in my home, we're used to speaking English normally. So anytime we're in the house and we're speaking, and I tend to speak normally, my sisters and my brother would say something like, oh, but you said you want to speak better. Then immediately I corrected myself. What are they doing? They are acting as my accountability partner. So the first thing you want to do is to intentionally get an accountability partner, someone that can remind you, because it is just normal for you to forget as you speak. It's normal because you're not doing this before. It's new to you. So you would normally forget. The second thing you want to do is to create awareness around you. If you're a woman, I remember then I would write in piece of paper, put it in my bag, put it in my pocket, put it everywhere in my room, so that when I see them, it reminds me. Some of us know what we call vision board, where you paste it somewhere. I used to do that. I would paste them differently in the house to remind me to speak right. I can remember when I was struggling with speaking too fast as well. I did the same thing. I put signposts differently in my home, in my bag when I go out, at the back of my phone, so that every time I see them, it reminds me, it consciously tells me that, oh, this is what you should do. And that really helps me. So you want to do that as well. What again do you want to do? You want to be in a community where others speak. Now, one of the things that really helped me speak better, faster, is because I was in a community where everyone was speaking better, speaking good English. So normally you realize that when people speak a certain way to you, most times you end up attending to them or replying to them in that way. For example, I remember when my mom had a last baby. When we speak English to her, she would reply in English. When we speak Yoruba to her, she would reply in Yoruba. Some of you might have noticed that in children. We also do that as an adult. When people speak pidgin to you, unconsciously you want to reply using pidgin. When they speak good English to you, unconsciously, let's assume you're meeting a native English speaker for the first time. We call them Oyinbo, right, in our environment. So let's assume you met an Oyinbo for the first time. There's a way they speak to you. When you want to speak back, they kind of influence how you speak. You want to sound like them or almost like them. So you want to be in a community where everyone speak well so that they can influence you. And that is one of the things that we do at the Diction Master Academy. It's a community where we support each other. We help you speak better. So back to the f sound. Now that you've learned it, you must practice. How do I say you can practice again? First, be intentional. Tell the people around you, I do not want to speak like this again. This is how I want to speak. So when I speak like this, please remind me. They will do that for you, I promise. Second is have signposts, have it written somewhere, something to remind you, to take you back when you forget, because you're bound to forget. It's normal. That's why we're human. And thirdly is to join a community where you can keep practicing. So henceforth, instead of saying teen, you want to say thin. Please practice along with me. Instead of saying maths, you want to say math. Instead of saying anthem, you want to say anthem. Your tongue must be outside. Important. Now, the second TH sound that we have is called the voiced TH, and it is written this way. Here is the symbol. It is sounded as the. Your tongue must be outside again, but this time you want to make vibration. We need to feel vibration here. The. The first is the second is the. I hope you can see my tongue. Your tongue must be out as well. So how do we pronounce words with the? An average person will say something like smoothie. I want to buy smoothie, pronouncing it like Smoody instead of smoothie. The. Your tongue should be in between your teeth, not behind your teeth. Another word is them. Them. Another person would say them. I saw them instead of I saw them. 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 And one more example. Another person would say something like bathe. I was bathing when you called. Instead of I was bathing. Bathing. Bathe. Bathe. Your tongue must be in between your teeth. So for both TH sounds, your tongue must be in between your teeth. The first one, put your tongue outside and pronounce the T sound. Bath, cloth, math. The second, put your tongue outside and pronounce the D sound. The. Smoothie, them, bathe, etc. Now remember again, it is not about knowing how to say it, but showcasing it, saying it every time you speak. Now let's learn another sound. Our next sound we'll learn this evening is a vowel sound. And it is the sound. A lot of people pronounce this sound as eh. You hear them say eh, bed, first. And it's not tasty. It's a C. How do you articulate this sound? And then make the then make it longer. Uh, adding the sound. British sounded as uh, 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 uh. So henceforth, those words that have letter R after a vowel that you ordinarily pronounce as words like girl, 10, bed, first. You know those words. First, I am thirsty. No, it's not thirsty. Those words that have letter R after a vowel letter that you ordinarily will pronounce using the S sound. N. I'm earning just a few thousand. It's not earning. Et. The et is spherical, it's not et. Those words. Henceforth, you want to make them longer and say, Again, it's not about knowing how to pronounce them, but using them when you speak. So henceforth, anytime you speak English, first, do not speak too fast. When you speak too fast, you don't give your brain enough time to identify these words. Remember, you've not mastered them. Even for someone who has mastered, when you speak too fast, the fairness, the beauty would not come out well. So for someone who has not mastered this pronunciation, you need to always trigger your brain to help you remember. Remember I said forgetting is normal. It's not your fault because this is quite new to you. So you would tend to forget when you converse, when you speak, when you are on the phone, etc. So one of the things you can do to avoid that is to speak slowly. The second thing that you can do is to consciously watch out for those words. When you're speaking, as you speak slowly, you want to consciously watch out for the TH so that when you get there, you stick your tongue outside. You want to consciously watch out for you want to consciously. It's like someone, I remember in secondary school, I think it was in fine arts, we're taught how to knit, or was it in food and nutrition? I can't remember. Now, while we were taught, I never knew how to do that before. So when we were taught, and particularly they were having a session, a practice session, then one of the ladies had the needle. You know, the needle is bigger than the normal needle. Went inside and came out here. Since that day, I have been scared of knitting. Even until today, I have that phobia. But then there's nothing I can do. I have to knit when we go for classes. So what I started doing is anytime we're knitting, before in the first few classes we had, I was not really conscious. I was just doing my thing. But after that incident, after that accident happened, I was so conscious that anytime I'm knitting, I'm so super conscious, and that makes me to be slower. You want to do the same when speaking. However, consciousness is different from carefulness. I wrote an article on that years ago, I think 2 years ago, the difference between you being conscious and you being careful when you speak. I'm going to send that article to the Diction Mastery Academy for the sake of those that are there and for the sake of those that will be registering there. I'm not going to share it to the public. The article talks about how you should not be careful when speaking, instead be conscious. You see a lot of people, they are super careful when speaking. And when you're careful when speaking, the result is bad. Unlike when you're conscious, I don't want to drop too much on that so that those that read the article will get more value on it. So you do not want to be careful when speaking so you don't mispronounce words. Rather, you want to be conscious. You don't want to sound like a rookie. You don't want to sound like you're thinking and talking, right? You want to be fluent while still making efforts to pronounce words properly. So these words again, instead of saying girl, you want to say girl longer, girl. Instead of saying, oh, I saw that girl outside, say, oh, I saw that girl outside. Instead of saying 10, when you get to the roundabout, just 10 left. It's not 10. You say when you get to the roundabout, just turn, make it longer, turn left. For those of you that attended the webinar, remember I said, when you have letter R after a vowel at the beginning of a word, on the middle of a word, make it longer. So you must make it longer. The next word is bird, not bed. Bird. I'd love to buy a beautiful bird, not I'd love to buy a beautiful bed. No. Next is first. Do not say first. First. First, I'm going to visit my mom, and then not first, I'll visit my mom. No. Next is word. Do not say word. Say word. Nurse. First. Put your tongue in between your teeth. First. Earn. I earn a few thousands. Not I earn. Earth. We have TH again at the end. Earth, not X. Earth. Please say after me. Go. Turn. Bird. First. Word. Nurse. First. Earn. Earth. Very well. So instead of saying make it longer and say be intentional and be conscious, not careful, but conscious. When you do that, I assure you it would help you reduce forgetting to pronounce your words correctly. Now let's take one more sound and then we go to the next P. I do not want to keep you too long this evening. So we have learned the first sound. Put your tongue outside, blow air. Instead of pronouncing the word with th, say th. The second th, the. Instead of pronouncing the th word with d, put your tongue outside and say the. And then the sound. Instead of saying when you have letter R after the vowel, don't say say Excuse me. Now, the last sound that we'll take for this evening is this sound right here. And this sound is articulated It is similar to this one. Now, this one, to articulate this one, you need to open your mouth wide and say cat. Now, for this one, to articulate it, do not open cat, cat, cat. Let's take more examples. We're trying to compare the and the sound. So for you can have words like cat, cat, hat, hat. You can have, I'm trying to think of more words, manner. You can have, no. I want to work on words that I can compare. You can have canty, and you can have country. Now, let's take these three words. So the first one, the ones with letter A, make the sound. Open your mouth wide and say ah, 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 ah. Cat, hat, canty. Now, the ones with you, they make the So A, open your mouth wide. For you, do not open your mouth wide. Just open it a bit. You have words like cat, 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 hat, hat, country, not country. Cat, country. So ordinarily, people pronounce letter U with as O. You hear caught, you hear hat, country. We have more words like ankle. We have onion, not onion. Onion, onion, onion. And so many other words. We have love. I love you, not love, L-O-V-E, love. It has the sound as well. Love. We have blood, not blood, blood. We have tough, not tough, tough. And lots of words like that. So the sound again is So here, the hint is, anytime you have letter U or letter O in a word, especially if the O comes with OU or OO. Remember, this is a hint, not a rule. It means that it doesn't work every time, but most times. So again, when you have letter U in a word, or you have letter O, or letter O or OU, sometimes in words, do not pronounce it as O. Do not say caught, say cat, cat. Also ensure that your mouth is not wide open. If your mouth is wide open, you would sound Ghanaian. The goal is not to sound Ghanaian. The goal is to speak English eloquently without sounding fake. It is not about Any accent now. So we have cat. Ankle. Do not open your mouth wide. If you open your mouth wide, you end up saying ankle. My ankle. So you have ankle. Onion. Love. Not love. Not onion. Love. Blood. Tough. Hat. Country. Please say after me wherever you are. Open your mouth, but not wide, just a bit. Cat. I need to cut my fingers. Ankle. My ankle is not home. Onion. I hate to dice onions. Love. I love my mother. We have the sound in mother, not mother. Blood. I love the blood color. Blood color, not blood color. We have the sound in blood and in color. Tough. It's quite a tough man. Hat. I saw a hat this afternoon. Country. My country is Nigeria, not country. Very well. Now we have successfully learned 4 sounds this evening. Now remember, it's not about learning. We have learned already during the webinar. It's about what we need to do to help us showcase it so that it would not just be in our head, but people can see it when we speak. And I've talked about a few strategies. The first strategy is to get an accountability partner. Very important. Your husband, your children, your neighbors, your colleagues at work, your roommates, they would be glad to help you. Just let them know what you're trying to achieve and let them know how to help you. Get an accountability partner. Remember, be intentional about it. Second thing that you have to do is create signposts. Do what works for you. You can write them in piece of paper, paste them around, put them in your handbag, put them in your pocket. Just do what works for you. Something to help you remember. You could set an alarm on your device. Something to always remind you every hour. Set an alarm on your device. Yes. For example, on my devices, all of my phones, every 1 hour, I get an alarm that tells me, get to work. Get to work. The day is almost over. Get to work. The day is almost over. So for yours, it could be something to remind you every 1 hour to keep speaking right. Speak right, speak better, speak right, speak better. The more you say it, the better it sticks and it becomes a part of you. So have signpost. The next is join a community. The Diction Mastery Academy is the best community you can join. And it is very affordable for the sake of those that do not know about the Diction Mastery Academy. Join a community where everyone is trying to achieve the same goal as you are, and there are people there to support you, to help you, to guide you. That is what you're paying for, not really for the learning. Another thing you want to do is slow down. Do not rush when speaking. It gives you enough time to help your brain to process it or to trigger it, to know that, oh, I need to pronounce this word correctly. And sometimes when you have even mispronounced it, because you're slowing down, your brain quickly alerts you that you just mispronounced that word, and you can quickly go over it before you go to the next word. Slow down. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to be conscious, not careful. It's like someone who is driving and you're too careful. Have you realized that when you're too careful about something, what you're trying to avoid would eventually happen? So do not be careful when speaking. Instead, be conscious. Like I said, I'm going to share an article about the difference between being careful and being conscious when you speak to the academy. So if you enrolled this evening, you would have access to it as well. So it's not about learning, because learning is half the battle. It is about showcasing, and for you to showcase, you need to practice. Confidence and fluency is achieved in the place of practice. So the first thing you want to start to practice is to practice the sound. Now, what is the next thing you want to practice? The next thing you want to start practicing is your intonation, your tone. I've heard the saying that it's not about what you say, but how you say what you say. Have you heard that before? If you've heard that before, let me know in the chat. And if you agree to that, let me know in the chat. The saying again is, it is not about what you say, but how you say what you say. Have you heard that before? If you have, let me know in the chat. If you have not, and you're just hearing it, let me know if you agree with that. It's not about what you say, but how you say it. I'll wait your feedback. I'll wait your feedback. It's not about what you say, but how you say it. I've heard that before. Whether you have or not, do you agree with that expression? Anyone? If you do, just say yes, I agree. If you don't, just say no, I do not agree. Somebody said agreed. I agree. Any other person? I have 2 feedback. Yes, okay, I have 3 now. Thank you for those who gave feedback. The truth is, what you say and how you say it are important. But then, when you have to choose between what to say and how you say what to say, I think you should go for how you say it. Because there are ways you could say some things that ordinarily people would fight you about it. But the way you put it down, the way you present it, makes them feel like, okay, I think you're making sense. That is intonation, your tone. Now, a lot of people feel intonation is about sing-songing. You hear something like, may I use the restroom, please? During the week, I had a training with Leadership and Management Institute with a set of graduates. And then while we're practicing on day 2, one of them wanted to communicate with me and she started singing. So that takes me back to intonation. It is not about sing-songing. It's not about sounding like Jennifer or Adaku. It is more about you using the right tone. So how do you practice intonation? Okay, before we talk about how you practice, what is intonation for the sake of those that didn't join the webinar where we learned it? Intonation is the rise and fall of the tone of your voice when you speak. The rise and fall of the tone of your voice when you speak. In English, we do not speak flat. You don't say, what is the matter? At the end of that question, your tone should rise or fall. We don't say, I lost my keys. No. At the end of that statement, your tone should rise or fall. So how do you know when your tone should rise and when it should fall? It's quite simple. There are rules to guide us. One of the rules says, when asking a WH question, a WH question is a question that starts with WH word, like what, where, who. So if you're asking a question like, what's the matter? At the end of that question, your tone should fall. What's the matter? Not what is the matter? What's the TH? Your tongue should be outside. What's the matter? What's the matter? Not what is the matter? I lost my keys. I lost my keys is a statement. So also when you're making a statement, you're expected to also use a falling intonation. I lost my keys. Excuse me, please. Give me a few seconds. I lost my keys. Which keys? Another person will be like, which key? No. Again, you're asking another WH question. Which keys? So at the end of keys, your tone should go low again. My car keys. My car keys is another statement, falling. So we use the falling intonation when we're asking WH questions. Also, we use the falling intonation when we're making a statement. I lost my keys. My car keys. I can't find it. So let's read this again. Please say this along with me. What's the matter? What's the matter? So can you see, I read slowly at first because I haven't mastered. What's the matter? And then when I've mastered it, I can then go, what's the matter? I lost my keys. Which keys? My car keys. Let's read it one more time. What's the matter? I lost my keys. Which keys? My car keys. So when you're speaking to people and you find yourself sounding, what's the matter? The moment your brain alerts you because you're speaking slowly, that, oh, that's not how you should say it. You're supposed to say it this way. Please feel free to say it again, to repeat yourself. Even when you're communicating to someone, most times they would not notice that you made a mistake. It's just to you. You're the only one who knows that, okay, I just made a mistake. Most people would not know. What they would feel is, or maybe you thought they didn't hear you at first. So when you mispronounce a word or you use wrong intonation and you remember, feel free to correct yourself immediately. In Montessori education, that is called, it has a name. The name is not coming up right now. It has a name. In Montessori education, when you did something wrong or you do something wrong and you're able to correct yourself immediately, it's a skill on its own. So you want to do that for your communication as well. It helps you to speak better, not just for intonation, even for pronunciations. So imagine I want to say matter and I say mother. I would correct myself immediately and say matter. Yes, I meant matter, not mother. It's that simple. Now, imagine you're able to correct yourself on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday. By Thursday, your level of forgetfulness or the level of mistake would have reduced. But if on Monday you realize that you just made a mistake, but you didn't bother to correct yourself, on Tuesday again, you remember that you made a mistake. You didn't bother to correct yourself. You just keep remembering every other day. But if you're able to correct yourself immediately, what happens is in subsequent time, the mistake would reduce. Intonation. So we have talked about falling intonation. We also have what we call the rising intonation. That is your tone going high or rising at the end of sentences. So when do you use rising intonation? You can use rising intonation when you're asking a yes or no question. So for example, when Jane says, my car keys, and you're like, have you checked the restroom? Or have you checked your office? Or have you checked the kitchen? Now the person you're asking, if Mike is asking Jane, have you checked your office? Jane would reply, no, I haven't, or yes, I have. So a question that deserves a yes or no answer is an example of a yes or no question. When you're asking such question, at the end of such question, you want to use a rising tone. Have you checked your office? Have you checked the toilet? Are you sure you brought it to the office? Have you seen it today? Not have you seen it today? Have you checked your office? No. Now, it doesn't mean that when you're speaking, you would only pay attention to intonation and leave out the sounds. No, they go together. If you use intonation correctly with wrong sound, you know what happens? You would sound better. But of course, people that really know what it means to speak well will know you're still speaking. Let me say, will know you're still talking rubbish. They'll know you're making mistakes. So importantly, you want to make sure that the sounds in your sentences or in your statements are well articulated. And of course, you're using the right tone at the end of each sentence. It's like when you're driving, you would not say because today you were at the driving school, they taught you how to use your rear mirrors and you want to stop using the other mirrors that you have. You would experience accidents. Rather, you want to use both. What you learned yesterday and what you learned today, you want to use them all at the same time, simultaneously. Same with speaking. And lastly, remember I said there are 4 things that you must pay attention to. So lastly is stress. Now, when we talk about stress, there are 2 types of stress. We have word stress and sentence stress. But for the sake of this class, I'm going to talk only on word stress. Word stress talks about you being able to stress a part of a word. So another thing you must pay attention to when pronouncing words is stress. Imagine you're pronouncing a word like pencil. Pencil. You're using the same energy to say pen and su. Pencil, wrong. Or you're saying success, wrong. Or you're saying colleague, wrong. Challenge, wrong. When you have a word that has more than 1 syllable, a word that has more than 1 syllable, when you want to pronounce such word, a syllable in that word must be stressed. How do you stress it? You stress it by saying it longer and louder. You stress a particular syllable by saying it longer, louder, and clearer than all the other syllables in that word. Take, for example, the word pencil. The word has two syllables, pencil, and the word is a noun. When you're stressing a noun, you stress the first syllable if it has two syllables, pencil. Another example is the word information. Another person will say information, information, no. When you have words ending in T-I-O-N, I see, please stress the syllable before the T-I-O-N or before the I-C. For example, electric. Let me spell that out. Electric ends with I-C. The part we're stressing is the part I wrote in capital letter. Electric, 3 syllables. The first syllable is electric. Because it ends in IC, remember, stress the syllable before the IC. Lek is the syllable before the IC syllable. So you should say lek, louder, longer, and clearer. Electric. Another example is a word ending with IC. Can you think of a word ending with IC? Please tell me a word ending with IC in the chat. Trying to think. I see. Eccentric, fantastic, mechanic. You're stressing car. Another is words ending in T-I-O-N or S-I-O-N. When you have such word, please stress the syllable before the T-I-O-N or before the S-I-O-N. So you do not want to say suggestion, suggestion, so we have suggestion, not suggestion or suggestion, suggestion. The syllable before the T-I-O-N should be stressed. Suggestion, etc. So again, when you have a word that has more than one syllable, a syllable in that word must be stressed. We have talked about 3 rules already. The first rule, if a word has 2 syllables and it is a noun, stress the first syllable. Say the first syllable louder, longer, and clearer. An example is pencil. The second rule, if a word ends in IC, stress the syllable before the IC. Basic, mechanic, electric, etc. And the third rule, if a word ends in T-I-O-N or S-I-O-N, stress the syllable before the T-I-O-N, stress the syllable before the S-I-O-N. An example, suggestion, vision, television, etc. So remember, the first P is practice with precision. And I've shared with you strategies that can help you practice with precision. Remember, the objective is not just to practice when you're alone. You can practice with the people around you. In fact, that is the most effective way to practice. You do not want to practice when you're alone. You don't want to just say to yourself, electric, suggestion, and then when you're now talking to Bukola, you then say suggestion, electric, no. Practice with others, especially the people close to you. They help you build your confidence. I told you, I said, confidence, mastery, being able to speak properly anywhere, anytime is built in the place of practice. Practice. Do not joke with it. I cannot overemphasize it. Practice. Keep practicing. Even when people laugh at you, please practice. Keep practicing. There's a saying that says, it is okay to do badly at first what you need to do better. So take myself, for example. This is not how I used to speak. There's a time I was just speaking anyhow. There's a time I started learning diction. And my first few practice, sessions. They were not as beautiful as this. So what if then I made errors, people laughed at me, people gave me this bully look, bully attitude, and I had to stop. Will I be here impacting you? No. Will I speak better now? No. Years ago, there was a time they were dragging me on Facebook, on Instagram. They dragged me so badly that when I make a post, when I remember that these people would drag me again, I'll go delete it. If I had stopped then, if I had given up then, will I be here now? No. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because the truth is a lot of people out there will bully you as you practice. They will laugh at you as you practice. They'll make you feel bad as you practice. Some people would correct you publicly. Please do not, because of that, give up. Keep doing it until you're better, until you become one of the best. Practice. Now, remember, one of the things you should practice is the sounds, practice intonation, practice stress. Very important. Now, the next P that I have, remember, we're learning the power of the 3 Ps. The first P is practice with precision. So what is the second P? The second P is patient is paramount. Be patient. Do you not say that because I have attended 3, 4, 5 diction class, I want to become a diction instructor? Me too, I can now, somebody sent me a message, I think it was on Tuesday. She said she's a diction instructor, and she sent me a picture of diction or phonetics, maybe a lesson note or something around phonetics, asking that I explain it to her. She also asked me to do a voice note for her, telling her how to introduce herself and how to speak when she gets to school, because school is resuming soon, because she's now a diction instructor. Imagine that. It doesn't work that way. You need to be patient, even if your goal is to become a diction instructor. Do not just say after she attended my 1000 hour class and afterwards, boom. Do not just say because I've attended few classes. It's not about learning, in fact. It's more about practicing. Be patient. Speaking well is a journey. So mastering correct pronunciation, mastering correct grammar. Remember, I didn't say learning. I'm saying mastering. Because learning is half the battle. If you have learned, practice to gain mastery. So when you then get that mastery, you need to understand that mastering, whether you're trying to master correct pronunciation, or you're trying to master correct grammar, or you're trying to master great vocabulary, take note that it takes time, any of these, or maybe all. It does take time, and it needs consistent effort. It's like praying. Most prayers that have been answered today, it wasn't just the first day you told God that, God, I need a car, and then the next day or immediately God descended a car. It didn't work like that. You needed to ask over and over and over again. While you were asking, you were not sleeping at home. You were working, you were saving, right? And for some of us that got our car through maybe gift or so, you were doing the right thing. If you did not keep that relationship, if you were not networking, that might not happen. If you're not doing good, you might also not receive good. So you need to play your part. How do you play your part in terms of communication? Practice. Know that practicing is not a one-time thing. The dictionary defines practice as something that you do consistently, not something you do every Saturdays or every Monday or just 1 hour every day, but what you do every other time, every day. It requires consistent effort. So you do not want to get discouraged when you're not seeing results after the first few practice sessions. You do not want to feel discouraged. Maybe you have joined our community and I'm asking you to pronounce a word over and over and over again. You do not want to feel discouraged when you feel you're speaking right already and you went out one day, you're trying to showcase your diction skill and somebody is correcting you publicly. That can be embarrassing. I do know that, but you don't want to feel discouraged after that. You do not want to feel discouraged when people are tagging you what you're not. Let me share a short story with you. Remember when I newly started learning diction, I have learned for, I think it was about after 3 years or so. So there was this day I started with WhatsApp classes. I used to do WhatsApp status every night. I would do WhatsApp night class. I used to call it night class. So I would send short videos to my WhatsApp status, teaching a particular topic. Sometimes I would just write out. So there was this particular day I needed to do a WhatsApp class, and I was going home. I was with my parent. I wasn't married then. So I was coming from Lekki. I was going to Badagry, for those of you that knows Lagos very well. So I was on a bus coming from CMS going to my two. Is it my two, yes, going to my two. So we got to this bridge before Orile. It was already time for my class, and I needed to do this WhatsApp class. I cannot afford to postpone it. So I started sending voice notes to the group. And then there's a woman in front of the bus. I was like behind. She was with the driver. And she said in Yoruba, she didn't know I was a Yoruba girl. She said that, I will say it in Yoruba, that I'll translate. She said that, ẹ wò àwọn fún wa náà títí wà nínú mọ́tò o, ẹ ṣe wọn tó títí sóyìnbó bí ọ̀pẹ rẹ̀, ẹ má fọ fún wọn o, blah, 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 blah. In English, it means that, oh, a dubious person is already on the bus. Can you see her speaking English like she's not a part of us? Please be careful, be alert in case she's asking for money, do not give. And I was just doing my thing. I was just sending voice note to my WhatsApp for them to learn. I can remember when I was still actively working with schools. I still work with schools anyway. I have a team that goes to teach pupils in schools. In case you have a school and you're an Diction instructor, please reach out to me. And then I was working actively with schools. There's some schools that when I get there, the teachers, they will be like, what you today? Oh, man, Diction, not knowing I understand Yoruba. They are bullying me with my native language. What if I have stopped then? I wouldn't be here. So what I'm saying is be patient. Do not give up. It's a journey. It takes time. But as much as it's a journey, do not stop practicing. So what I see a lot of people do is, because they've said it's a journey, because they've said it's not something you're going to achieve in 2 days, in 3 days, what they do is they stop practicing and they keep waiting. And then after 3 years, 4 years, they still have not improved. That's not what I mean. What I mean by it's a journey is this. If you're truly practicing on this journey, every day you would keep getting better. So take, for example, you want to set a goal to help you speak better in the space of 1 year. So you could tell yourself that in the first 1 week, I must master how to pronounce TH sounds. So it means that from today, Sunday, to next week, Sunday, by this time next week, Sunday, when I speak, in every sentence, all the TH there, I must pronounce it correctly. That is what I mean by it's a journey. So it means that all through this week, the only thing you want to pay attention to as you speak is TH. When you say something and you're not pronouncing your TH well, you want to say it again. You want to go over it again, over and over and over and over again. If you do that every day, I can guarantee you in less than 3 days, you would have mastered TH. But you just say, I'm giving myself 1 week. So that by next week, Sunday, you record yourself and you listen. You'll be proud to see that, yes, out of 30 TH that I have in this article that I just read aloud, or out of 3 TH words that I have in this conversation I had with my friend, I was able to pronounce 2 properly. I was able to pronounce 28 properly. I was able to pronounce 15 properly. That is progress. That is you creating a journey for yourself. It is not you saying, oh, because they have said it's a journey, I just stop practicing. All you do is learning. All you do is show up. My dear, you're doing yourself. Set goals like that. So if you've done that for 1 week, I want to go to the sound. Because you have mastered TH, unconsciously, you would start to pronounce it well. So at that time, you don't have to overthink it before it comes. You don't have to be super conscious before you pronounce it well. It naturally comes out well. I tell people when I'm dreaming, like when I'm sleeping and I'm having a nightmare or a dream, and I'm speaking English, I tend to pronounce my words correctly. Not because of anything, because of mastery. That is the power of mastery. Like I've been on the road since yesterday. I got back less than 2 minutes and I'm on the Zoom call. I've had this slide since God knows when. When I was looking for it on my cloud, it was about 7 months ago I did the slide. But I was able to teach it like this effortlessly because I have mastered mastery. It doesn't mean you should not practice. But sometimes when you don't even have that time to practice, that mastery still plays a significant, what's the word now? I can't find it. Master. So if you do the sound for another 1 week, before you know it becomes a part of you. The third week, you want to move to another sound. The fourth week, you want to move to another sound. On and on like that. Before you know it, in the space of 1 month, you would have mastered 4 sounds. Now imagine you have one sentence with those 4 sounds. So when others are sounding like, my name is Bukola, you will be sounding like, my name is Bukola. My name is Bukola. Can you see that progress? Progress while you're being patient. Now, the third P is persistence. You need to be persistent. Why? Because persistence pays off, even in life, in anything at all. I remember when I was starting out Diction as a business, I read a lot of business books. A lot of them would say something like, you have to do your business for about 3 to 5 years before you become successful at it. Most business fail before their 5th year, blah, 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 blah. That is the power of persistence. So imagine you have to do something every day, over and over and over again for years before you can say that, yes, I am now successful here. I started teaching Diction 2018. And now I can categorically say that I'm one of the best Diction instructors in Nigeria. Can't even say in Africa. I can categorically say that I'm one of the most heard Diction instructor on Facebook. Maybe not on Instagram, but on Facebook, before you count 1 to 10, I should be on number 3. But I have persistently done this since 2018. Same way speaking. You have to keep doing it. You have to be persistent. You have to make practicing how to speak better a regular part of your life. It has to be what you are. It has to be you. So how do you practice persistently? Let me share a few things to you. One of the things you can do is to shadow. I used to do that. In fact, I am still doing that. Shadow native speakers, shadow Diction instructors, shadow someone that you want to sound like. Shadow them. How do you shadow? You know that thing children do that they mimic you? That is what it means to shadow. So you want to listen to them and you want to mimic them. You want to sound like them. You want to speak like them. And that is one of the things we do in the academy, which is why for every lessons you learn in the academy, Monday to Friday, we expect you to listen, watch, and mimic what I have pronounced through the quizzes, which you then in turn send to the WhatsApp group, to the WhatsApp community, where you get feedback. The feedback lets you know if you're doing it rightly or not. So having a community is not enough. You must also have a community that not just help you practice, but also gives feedback to let you know if you're practicing rightly. Because if you're not practicing the right thing, you will not get the right result. You won't get the desired result. So if, let's assume you're even practicing, but you're not practicing the right thing, you will not get the desired result. Which is why you must join a community that allows you not just practice, but ensures you practice the right thing. Shadow people. On my Facebook and on my Instagram, I have thousands of videos. On my YouTube as well, I have thousands of videos. In fact, for YouTube videos, I have lots of videos that are already shot and edited on my devices that I've not even uploaded on my YouTube channel. Join the community. Join the Diction Mastery Academy, where you can also shadow through daily videos for 6 weeks. These videos are videos that you can watch anytime, any day, Mondays to Fridays. Shadow, mimic, try to sound like them. The second thing you want to do is to practice what we call minimal pair mania. I gave examples of minimal pair earlier when I was pronouncing words like bath and bats. Minimal pair allows you to see the difference between these words. Imagine you're trying to practice 10 and turn. Another person will say 10, 10. But because you already know that, because of the R after the U, the sound changes. So you want to compare to see the difference, 10. turn. Another example can be ankle, ankle. So minimal pair talks about words, 2 words, or even 3 words that sound alike, whereby you have just one major difference. In the word bath and baths, the difference is the TH and the T. One difference. In the word turn and turn, the difference is the vowel. One has a E, the other has a In the word ankle and ankle, one has a the other has a ankle, ankle. So you want to pick words like that they sound like you want to practice them so that when you see them in words, you know they are different. Another is other, order, other, order, not the same. Practice minimal pairs. Those words that we naturally will pronounce the same way, but they are not pronounced the same way. Have a lot of them. Have them written somewhere. You can download them on social media. Practice them. So imagine you're in a community where you've downloaded lots of words that you want to practice using minimal pairs. To be sure that you're doing it correctly, you want to send it to the community to get feedback from the diction instructors, from me and from other instructors there. Instead of just practicing and you end up practicing the wrong thing. And the third thing that you can do to help you stay persistent while practicing is to find a language exchange partner. We do these every Saturdays in the breakout session, where we group everybody on the Diction Master Academy. We group them into smaller groups where they can practice with other people, not just the instructors now, but other people that have the same goal as them. So you want to find a language exchange partner. To you, it could be your husband, it could be your wife, it could be your colleagues, it could be anyone. Just ensure that that person knows what they are doing. Ensure that it is someone who is also actively learning to speak better or actively speaking better already, so that you do not learn the wrong thing from them. You don't want to be influenced by those that are not on the journey to speak better. Find a language exchange partner. So what can keep you persistent? 1, shadow. 2 is practice using the minimal pair manner. And of course, find a language exchange partner. Somebody said, when is the class starting in the academy? I'm in the group, but I have not seen anything yet. We have posted a lot of things there. Maybe you're not reading. We have posted bonuses for you to start learning. All the bonuses that we promised when you paid have been posted there. Maybe you have not checked. They have been posted. In fact, I still posted them this afternoon. And of course, the date has also been published. The academy is starting on the 12th of September. So we might want to go back to that group so you can start learning with the bonuses already. In fact, somebody asked a question today that can she send our questions using voice note? And I asked her she can send it anyhow she's comfortable. So things are going on there. It's just that we have not started learning actively because we're starting on the 12th of September. So somebody said we cannot hear you. Can you hear me now? Okay. I think that was a long time ago. Oh, 12th of September is your birthday. So that is going to be your birthday gift. Oh, you already paid. Don't mind me. Afsat, happy birthday in advance. Congratulations. So in summary, the 3 P's, the first P, remember, practice. The second P, patience. And the third P is persistent. So now that you already know the 3P formula, it is important that you practice for mastery. That is key. Practice for mastery. And I've shared with you strategies that can help you practice. And I also talked about a community that you can join to further help you practice. And that is why I am introducing you all. Let me not use the word introduce because some of you have heard about the academy already. I'm inviting you to join the academy. In the academy, you would learn all you need to know to be able to pronounce words elegantly. You will not just learn. We have also created a system that allows you practice so you can master the art of eloquent speaking, such that you would have the opportunity to join an online platform that connects language learners, where you get real-time feedback on your pronunciation, and not just on your learning, but also on your practice. So if you desire to change how you speak positively in 6 weeks, you need to join the academy. At the Diction Mastery Academy, you would enhance your communication abilities to the point where your words would command attention. You would skyrocket your confidence and you would elevate your professional image for new heights. In the academy, we ensure personalized attention, where we closely track the progress and transformative journey of each participant, which makes the academy a highly sought after opportunities for those that are eager to improve how they speak. How that works: Mondays to Saturdays, you get feedback. Mondays to Fridays, you learn on our e-learning platform. The e-learning platform is created so that you can learn anytime that works for you. You can learn early in the morning, late at night, midnight, anytime at all. Now, each lesson takes less than 10 minutes. Now, when you learn, each lesson has a quiz as an assignment that you need to do to help you shadow so that you can submit it on the assignment WhatsApp group. The assignment WhatsApp community is a community where we have people from different parts of the world: Nigerians, Ghanaians, Kenyans, people from the United Kingdom, from Canada, from different parts of the world, name it. Also, in the assignment community, we have other instructors apart from the Diction Coin that would listen to your assignment and give feedback, correct you, to let you know what you did rightly and what you did wrongly. Excuse me, what happened? They'll let you know what you did well and what you did not do well, so that you can know if you're practicing the right way or you're not practicing the right way. Aside from that, on Saturdays, on Fridays, and on Saturdays, we meet on Zoom at 8 p.m., where we further practice real time. That helps us to know if you're the one that have been practicing Mondays to Fridays. If you are, we're going to know as we practice live on Saturdays and on Fridays on Zoom. On Saturdays, we'll have the breakout session where you join a smaller group of people to further practice, where you can get a language partner to practice together every Saturdays. So this ensures personalized feedback so that we can track each person's journey. Remember, it's a journey, not just a journey now, a transformative journey. Now, what you'll get access to our e-learning platform. That is where you get to learn Mondays to Fridays, anytime that works for you. You get access to 55 practical training sessions. You also get access to quizzes. The quizzes are on the e-learning platform, where for each video you watch, you have a quiz that you get to take and submit via voice note to the WhatsApp group. The instructors will listen to each person's assignment and give feedback to each person's assignment. We do not give generalized feedback. You also get access to 12 live training sessions on Fridays and on Saturdays on Zoom at 8 p.m. For any reason, if you cannot join the Zoom session, you'd always have access to the replay where you can ask questions and can also practice yours. You also have access to our private WhatsApp group where you can ask questions anytime. You can get support, you can get guidance, and of course, you get access to unlimited support from the Diction Queen. Remember, I said we have different instructors in the academy. It's not just me, but apart from getting support from them, you'd also get support from me. Now, how the academy works in four steps. The first step, register for the academy. The second step is to log into your membership e-learning platform. All you need is your phone. You don't need a laptop. All you need is your phone. And of course, the third step is to watch the training anytime, any day. Complete the quiz, and of course, on Fridays and on Saturdays, you jump on the live sessions where you ask questions, we practice, we review everything you've done Mondays to Fridays. Now, to join the academy, you need about 95,000 naira. But because you're already here, because you're part of this class, you do not need half of 95,000. You do not even need 45,000 naira. All you need is 30,999 naira instead of 95,000 naira. That's a whopping 68% off. Aside that, you get access to our complete refund assurance. What that means is if you enroll in the academy, you do everything I ask you to do and you do not get results, I would refund how much you have paid. Again, if you enroll in the academy, you follow the lessons, you do everything I ask you to do, and you do not get transformed, I would refund how much you have paid. Now, I have bonuses to few people that would enroll tonight. I have bonuses to few people. I have bonuses to just 5 people. These bonuses will not be available to everyone. Just 5 people that enroll tonight. And the first bonus is my 20 short presentation videos worth 20,000 naira. You would get them for free if you're one of the 5 people that enroll tonight. You'll get access to my vocabulary development PDF. This is worth 3,500 naira. You get it for free if you enroll tonight. You'll also get access to my video on how to never be at a loss for word. This is worth 7,500 naira, but you get it for free if you enroll tonight. You get access to my Know Your Silent Words ebook. If you enroll tonight, you would also get access to this. You get access to my ebook on English punctuation marks worth 2,500 naira. You get this for free as well. You get access to my 100 common grammatical errors and their corrections. I sell this for 5,500 naira, but you will get it for free tonight. You also get access to my 10 commonly misused expressions and their corrections. This is worth 3,000 naira, but if you're one of the 5 people to enroll tonight, you will get it for free. And of course, I have a video on how to earn more with your diction skill. Whatever you do, whether you're a trader, a businessman, an entrepreneur, a digital marketer, just name it, anything you do, you can earn with your speaking skill. And that is what I shared in this video. The video is worth 15,000 naira, but you will get it for free for one of those that would enroll tonight. All the bonuses make a total of 82,000 naira, but you're getting them for free, plus the complete refund assurance. Remember, if you enroll, you do everything I ask you to do, you go through the lessons, and you do not get transformed. I will refund your money. How much you have paid, I would send it back to you. Now remember, the standard cost of the academy is 90,000 naira. The bonuses are worth 82,000 naira, but you're getting all of these plus the refund assurance. If you're enrolling the academy, you do everything I ask you to do, you show up, you learn, you practice, and you do not get results. I would refund how much you have paid. All you need to pay right now is 30,999 naira. Here are feedback for some of my past students. Peaceful says the class has been an insightful one. What excites me most is how you carry everyone along in the practical sessions. I bet you the academy is purely practical. Your corrections are made with love, and I look forward to learning without being scared of making mistakes. It was 2 weeks in training when I emerged the best speaker in a debate competition. While practicing, I heard your voice in my head, pronouncing those words correctly. Peacefully from Kenya. And I bet you, if she didn't get results, she would not give this feedback with her name boldly written on it. So again, the first 5 people to enroll tonight, I get all of these bonuses. However, I have a special offer for those 5 people. So instead of paying 30,999 naira, you can get access to it tonight, only for tonight, please. For 20,999 naira, you still get to get all the bonuses I mentioned, and you still get the complete refund assurance. Remember the complete refund assurance. If you go through the class, you do everything I ask you to do, and you do not get results, I would refund how much you have paid. So again, here is the account details. Please pay into the UBA account 206 9725 016 Olubukola Agbalaya. UBA 206 9725 016 Olubukola Agbalaya. Once you make your payment, send your receipt to the group so that the admins can confirm your payment. Because once we get 5 people, what happened? Apologies, it was my network. So again, here is the account details. UBA 206 9725 016 Olubukola Agbalaya. Remember, you're not just joining a diction class, you're joining a community where you would learn and practice for result, practice for mastery. I had emphasized the importance of practicing. Learning is half the battle. You learning to speak well is half the battle. You must practice. When you do not practice, you do not get transformed. Imagine you have enrolled your child in a French class and your child cannot even speak French, cannot even say good morning in French, or cannot even understand. Imagine you're watching a movie and they just spoke one or two sentences in French, and your child does not even have an idea of what they're saying. Maybe you've traveled to another country where they speak French, and your child is struggling to understand what they're speaking. You know how disappointing you will be. That is what happens when you learn to speak well, but you don't practice. You would have it here, but it becomes difficult to showcase. It becomes difficult for you to speak it. So all you need to join the academy. The academy is a community that has a system that allows you learn and practice at your convenient time for 6 weeks. So you're learning Mondays to Saturdays. You're practicing Mondays to Saturdays for 6 weeks. It is not an academy where you just learn. You learn and practice. You learn, you practice. You do not just practice with the instructors. You get to practice with other participants as well. You get to practice with your colleagues. And one beautiful thing about the academy is it comes with certificate. So you get certified once you complete learning. However, you do not just learn. Somebody said, please, ma'am, recap something you said about 5 people that enrolled this night. My network didn't allow me to hear you. I said the 5 people that enrolled this tonight would get to pay 20,999 naira instead of 30,999 naira. Aside from that, you get to have access to all the bonuses I mentioned. The first bonus, you get access to how to earn more with your diction skill. I sold this for 15,000 naira, but you get it for free if you're one of the first 5 people to enroll tonight. You get access to my 10 commonly misused expressions and their corrections. I sell this for 3,000 naira, but you get it for free if you're one of those that enrolled tonight. You get access to my 100 common grammatical errors and corrections. This is sold for 5,500 naira, but you get it for free if you're one of the first 5 people to enroll tonight. You also get access to my Know Your Silent Words ebook. This ebook contains silent words from silent A, silent B, silent C to silent Z. You get to know how to identify them. You get to know a lot of word examples that have those silent letters, and you learn how to pronounce them. I sell this for 2,500 naira, but you get it for free if you're one of those that enroll tonight. You also get my video on how to never be at a loss for word. This is sold at 7,500 naira, but if you enroll tonight, you would access it for free. You also get access to my vocabulary development PDF. This is sold as 3,500 naira. This is for those people that they know what to say, but they don't have the right word to say what they want to say. So you get this PDF. This would help you to know how to put your words together henceforth. You'll also get access to my videos, 20 short pronunciation videos. These would help you tackle tricky sounds in English. You learn how to pronounce them. You get access to a lot of words that have those sounds. And of course, you get strategies on how to practice them so that the next day you're speaking and you see any of those words, you're able to pronounce it properly. All of these bonuses are worth 82,000 naira. If you enroll tonight, you will be getting all of them for free, plus my complete refund assurance. The complete refund assurance states that if you enroll in the academy, you do everything I ask you to do, and you do not get result, I would refund your money. Again, if you're enrolling the academy, you do everything I ask you to do, and you do not get result, I would refund how much you have paid. So you get access to that as well. So the fee again is 20,999 naira for the first 5 people to enroll tonight. Here is the account details again. UBA 206 9725 016 Olubukola Agbalaya. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. If you have questions, feel free to ask. If you have questions, please ask. If you have questions, please ask. I'm waiting for your questions. If you have questions, whether about the academy or you have questions about everything we have learned tonight, please ask. If you have made your payment, send your receipt to the WhatsApp group so that the admins can attend to you. Again, the academy is starting on the 12th of September at 8 p.m. Do not raise your hand in Phoenix. Please send your chat or send your question to the chat. This is not the academy where we give you opportunity to unmute. I won't be giving you opportunity to unmute. So if you have questions, just send it to the chat. What was I saying? I was talking about something earlier. Excuse me. Yes, it is not for those that have paid earlier. If you have paid earlier, you do not have to pay again. Somebody said, with those of us who would registered earlier benefit from this offer, ma'am? If you have paid for the academy, you do not have to pay again. You do not have to pay again. If you have paid for the academy, you do not have to pay again. Any other question? Thank you for the class, man. God bless you. Amen. How much are we to do now to enjoy all incentive mentioned? 20,999 naira, IJ. All you're paying is 20,999 naira. You get to enjoy everything I've mentioned. You get access to all the bonuses. You also get access to the refund assurance, which means that if you enroll and you do everything I ask you to do, you go through the lessons. Even when you're not available, you watch the replay, you practice, you ask questions, you do everything I ask you to do, and you do not get results, I will refund how much you've paid. So all you have to pay is 20,999 naira into the UBA account on the screen. So IJ, once you make your payment, send your payment to the group. People after that sending their payments. So send your payment to the group to get access. Any other question? How many days is the training going to be per week? Mondays to Saturdays. That is 6 days. There are 7 days in a week. You will be learning and practicing for 6 days. Plus, you can do that at any time that works for you. So it's not a class where by 7 a.m. or by 3 a.m. We understand that people have other things to do. Some of us go to work, some people work from home, some people have children, etc. So we have created the academy in a way that you can learn any time that works for you, except on Fridays and on Saturdays when we meet on Zoom at 8 p.m. I hope that answers your question, Amarachi. So it's about you're learning and practicing for about 36 days. There's a saying that if you can practice something for 21 days, you will be better at that thing. Now imagine you're practicing this for 36 days. Another good thing about the academy is you get lifetime access to it. So let's assume you started learning or you've enrolled and you couldn't attend because of one or two things. Then all you have to do is write us, tell us that, oh, I won't be available so, and you can continue when you are available. You can continue when you are available. So you get lifetime access to it. You get lifetime access to the academy. Whether you switch your phone or something happens to your phone or your device, do not worry, you still have access to the academy. Will we access all the bonuses, ma'am? If you make your payment, yes, of course, you'll get access to all the bonuses before the academy starts. The academy starts on the 12th of September. That's next week, next Friday. Any other question? If you've made your payment, send your receipt to the group. Do not send your receipt to me personally. Send it to the group so the admins can attend to you. Any other question? Yes, you get access to certificate. The academy comes with a certificate. So you get to learn, you get to practice, and at the end, you also get access to a certificate. You can use a certificate anywhere in the world. Within Africa, outside Africa, you can use a certificate. You can add it to your resume. You can use it for job sake or for anything. Do we have any other question? You have questions about the academy or you have questions about what we have learned? Please send your question here. If you have questions about the academy or you have questions about what we have learned, please send your questions here. If you have questions about the academy or you have questions about what we've learned, please send your questions here. If you have questions about the academy or you have questions about what you've learned, please send your questions here. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for your questions. Whether you're on YouTube or you're on Zoom, if you have questions, please ask. Let me see what those on YouTube are saying. If there are any questions, otherwise, we call it a day. You can ask questions about the academy. You can ask questions about what we have learned tonight, the strategies we have learned tonight. Let me ask you, which of these strategies would you try tonight? Which of them would you start trying tonight? Somebody said, please, how is the grouping you talked about being done? We group those that have made their payment. We group them into smaller groups. So we do that on Saturdays, every Saturdays. So everyone joins Zoom, and after few practice and learning, we then go for the breakout session. The breakout session is where the grouping is being done. So in the breakout session, so we group them into smaller groups where you can practice with others. I tell you, the grouping is always beautiful. It's one of the things a lot of people love. Deborah, you're from Abeokuta. Interesting. I just got back from there this evening. Do we have any other question? Robert says I have paid. IJ, have you made your payments as well? Once I get 5 people, the fee goes back to 30,999 naira. If you've paid, please send your receipt to the group. Any of the groups where you got the link to join. Do we have any other questions? Do we have any other question? Whether you're on Zoom or you're on YouTube, if you have questions, please ask. If you have questions, please ask. If you have questions, please ask. If you have questions about what we've learned, if you have questions about the academy, please ask. And also, I stated earlier that you get lifetime access to the academy. The strategies we learned tonight, which of them would you practice? The strategies we learned tonight, which of them would you start practicing with? The strategies we learned tonight, which of them would you start practicing with? The strategies we learned tonight, which of them would you start practicing with? Anyone? I await your feedback. The strategies that we learned tonight, we learned about 8 strategies. Which of them would you start using? Which of them would you start using? Anyone? If you have made your payment, please send your receipt to the group. Do not send your receipt to my inbox. I've got some receipt in my inbox. Please do not send it to my inbox. Send it to the group. Shadowing. Yes, Regina, shadowing. So you can just get any piece. It could be audiobooks. Make sure they are audiobooks where the person who voiced it paid attention to practicing. You could use some of my videos on social media or on YouTube. Mimic them. Record yourself, listen to yourself. Somebody said I would create a signpost in my room. Yes, signpost such as make sure you speak well, speak right, speak better. You know those, just write anything that you think will trigger you to take action. I think that would help you remember. For example, in my room right now, I have my 2025 goals. And almost every week, I still go back to it to remember. Sometimes when I'm praying, I forget a particular thing I've written. I quickly go back to it to remember. It's somewhere where when I lay on my bed, when I lie on my bed, I can easily see it. When I'm dressing up in the mirror, I can easily see it. So you want to also put it in spots where you can easily see them. So they said, do will, I think it's do we instead of will. Do we have opportunity to get the bonuses? Those that already paid in the, where's that? I can't see it again. Yes, 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 Habiba, you'll get access to it. I will get an accountability partner. Please do. People around you can serve as the accountability partner. You don't need to pay anyone. But of course, if you don't have anyone around you that can help you, the Diction Master Academy is the best place to start. Any other person, if you have questions, or we have questions about what we've learned, or you want to tell me anything, please feel free to ask. If we don't in the next 4 minutes, I will end the session. So if you have questions about what we've learned or the academy, please ask now. Please ask. Okay, Ori also said she would try shadowing. Yes, I used to enjoy shadowing. I used to enjoy shadowing. So what I do is, I remember then I used to shadow with videos on the BBC Learning Radio. BBC Learning Radio. So I go on their site. I would just keep shadowing their videos, shadowing their videos, shadowing their videos. And that really helps me with my fluency. It helps with my fluency. It makes me become a smoother speaker. Any other question? In another 3 minutes, I would end the session. If you have questions, please ask. If you have questions, please ask. If you have questions, please ask. Any question? How can the academy help me to build my confidence in speaking? I hardly speak in public. Now, if you're someone who hardly speak in public, the academy is the best place to start. In fact, if you're learning to speak in public, you kind of just go to the public and start speaking. There's a saying in public speaking that will say, start in your corner, start with smaller groups. The academy is the best place to start because every day you get to send voice notes or videos, it depends on how comfortable you are, to the academy every day, Mondays to Saturdays. Some people even send theirs on Sundays as well, though the instructors will not be available on Sundays, but they would attend to whatever you send to the academy on Sundays. So you get to send voice notes. Remember, it's what you keep doing every day that you build confidence on. So you do that every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and maybe on Sundays, every day for 6 weeks. And like I said, after 6 weeks, if you've not mastered it, if we are not proud of who you are, we tell you to remain in the academy, which is what I meant by you have lifetime access to it. Now, on Fridays and on Saturdays, we come on Zoom, where each person unmutes their microphone to speak. So that way, the academy would help you. The more you do it, the better you feel. When you do something over and over again, before you know, you start feeling comfortable doing that thing. And that is where confidence comes from. So IJ, I bet you the academy is the best place for you to be. Now, on Saturdays, you do not just practice with me. You also practice with other people in the academy. And the academy is a safe spot where nobody would laugh at you. We're all comfortable practicing together. So that the more you do this, the better you'll be, the more comfortable you are doing this over and over again. Before you know it, it becomes a part of you, which means by the time you get to the public space, it's already a part of you. So it comes out unconsciously. You don't even have to remind yourself because it is now who you are. So IJ, if you're really serious about being confident in speaking, building your speaking confidence, the academy is the best place for you. And I tell you, you cannot get into the academy for any amount lesser than this. So enroll right now. You're welcome, Betty. How many hours will the training be per day? The training daily is less than 10 minutes. And like I said, you can do that anytime that works for you. So whether you're a banker, you're a lawyer, you're a pharmacist, you're a trader, you're a businesswoman, or you're a mother or a wife, you can create time on your schedule. You can learn anytime. You can just lie on your bed every night before you sleep, put in your headphone or your headset, learn, and submit your task to the assignment community where the instructor will listen to you and give you feedback every day like that. Now, on Friday and on Saturday, we meet on Zoom between 8 to 10 p.m. on Fridays and on Saturdays. But on other days, you can learn anytime at all. So Amarachi, if you're really interested, go ahead and make your payment. I think I have just 2 or 3 slots left before the tonight's slots are filled. So once I get 5 people, the fee goes back to 30,999 naira. Please, what learning radio? BBC Learning Radio. I really want to boost my confidence in public speaking. Enroll in the academy, IJ. When are we having the full video of this class? Which class? This class. The replay is not available. We mentioned that earlier. The replay of this session would not be posted. BBC Learning Radio. Can you share the account details? The account details is right on the screen, IJ. UBA Olubukola Agbalaya 206 9725 016. UBA 206 9725 016. Olubukola Agbalaya. That's the account details, IJ. Want to make your payment, send your receipt to the group. Amarachi, have you made your payment as well? Amarachi, have you made your payment as well? Want to make your payment, send your receipt to the group, any of the groups where you got the link to join the class. Amarachi, have you made your payment as well? IJ, let me know once you make the payment, send the receipt to the group. Do we have any more questions? Let me see what those on Zoom are saying. If you have more questions, please ask. Somebody said the mimicking practice, that is called shadowing. Chidima, I think I already attended to your question. Have you enrolled as well? Chidima, have you enrolled? Chidima said I have not joined any group since I paid. Where is your receipt? Everyone who submitted their receipts the last time have been added to the group. So please check your DM, find the link the admin sent to you to join the group. Otherwise, send your receipt again. Please send a valid receipt or payment proof. It might not be a receipt. Okay, somebody said I would practice the mimicking practice. Okay, that is shadowing. So another person said I will practice tonight. Do not just practice tonight, keep practicing. Remember, persistence. Keep practicing. Okay, I will shadow. Good. Ajayi, what would you do? They just said, okay, what would you do tonight? What would you start doing henceforth? Do we have any more questions? Again, the academy is 30,999 naira. And all you have to do is, but if you pay tonight, you get access to it for 20,999 naira. You get to pay into this account UBA 206 9725 016. Olubukola Agbalaya. Again, if you enroll tonight, you get access to all the bonuses worth 82,000 naira. You also get access to my refund assurance. The bonuses, again, you get access to how to earn more with your diction skill. You get access to 10 commonly misused expressions and their corrections. You get access to 100 common grammatical errors and their corrections. You get access to an ebook on English punctuation marks. You get access to your Know Your Silent Words. You get access to my video on how to never be at a loss for words. You get access to my vocabulary development PDF. And of course, you get access to 20 short pronunciation videos. All of these, you get access to them for free should you enroll tonight. All you need to enroll with is 20,999 naira. After tonight, the fee goes back to 30,999 naira. Plus, if you enroll tonight, you get access to the complete refund assurance, which means that if you enroll, you do everything I ask you to do, and you do not get results. Remember, if you do everything I ask you to do, don't enroll, go and sit and be expecting transformation. If you don't do what you have to do, you won't get transformed. But if you do everything I ask you to do, and then you do not get transformed, I would refund how much you have paid. I like to say that I like to pride myself, Minister of Education, in coming years. And of course, I have a long way to go. Like my father would say, my father has been telling me that since secondary school. My father would say, Bukola, you have a long, let this prevent you. Do not let this become an obstacle. I will never forget that. So I really do have a long way to go. Work, which means that if you enroll tonight and you do not get results after doing everything I asked you to do, I will refund you. Remember, the academy is not just a place for you to learn, it's a place for you to learn and practice Mondays to Saturdays for 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, you get lifetime access to everything you have learned and everything you have practiced so that you can keep going over and over again when you need it. And of course, you get access to the alumni group after you have submitted your project and you've got your certificate. You get access to the alumni group where we meet once a month to help us stay intact so we do not go back to our default setting. Again, the fee is 30,999 naira, but if you enroll tonight, you get access to it for just 20,999 naira. Make your payment into UBA 206 9725016 Olubukola, but I have 3 more slots to go. I have just 3 more slots to go. Once my slots are filled, the fee goes back to 30,999 naira. I have just 3 more slots to go. So IJ, have you made your payment? Amarachi, have you made your payment as well? Okay, IJ, I've made my payment. Thank you, IJ. That means I have 2 more slots to go. Amarachi, have you made your payment? Regina, you're already in the academy, right? If you are, you don't have to enroll for this. We have other programs that you might enroll on if you need to enroll on other programs, but you're already in the academy. So if you are, you don't have to enroll again. Do we have any more questions? IJ, me will attend to it shortly. Just send your receipt to the group. Let me see what those on YouTube are saying. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. You can ask questions about what we've learned. You can ask questions about the academy. Somebody said, I will keep on practicing, persistent, and patience, okay? You would persistently practice with patience. Remember what patience is. It doesn't mean that you keep practicing without results. Progress. Any other question? In less than 1 minute, I will end the session. Thank you, everyone who registered. If you're here and you haven't enrolled on the Diction Master Academy, I can tell you that you will regret this. Why did I say so? The Academy is for anyone who wants to speak to impress anytime, anywhere, to anyone. But if you have the money, you can afford it, you know you need it, and you're not enrolling, you will keep facing embarrassment. You keep missing out on opportunities. You keep losing respect. It means that you keep what's the word now? Regretting that you didn't enroll. And like I said, this is the least amount you can get on the academy. So if I were you, I'll register right now and take advantage of the 87% off, plus get access to all the bonuses I mentioned worth 82,000 naira. And remember, if you enroll, you do everything I ask you to do and you don't get results, I will refund you, which means you have nothing to lose. It's just like you saving your money somewhere. Do what I ask you to do, and you don't get result, come claim your money again. Like I said, I'm going to be the Minister of Education in the future, and I won't allow just 20,999 naira to be a barrier towards my goal in the future. So if I were you, if speaking well, speaking better is important to you, to your career, to your life, this is the opportunity you have been looking for. And right now for just 20,999 naira to get access. Somebody says, Ma'am, is this payment different from the one we paid before? I've attended to that earlier. It is not different. If you're already in the academy, it is not different. If you're already in the academy, it is the same payment, right? Ma'am, I love speech lining shadowing. Yes, speech lining is one of the things, one of the strategies we shared with those in the academy. Most of them have that on their devices already. So Regina is a member of the academy. Regina, can you please share with me how the academy has transformed you? Remember, I said that transformation is progress. I don't expect you to already have mastered everything, but can you just share one or two things that you feel or that you have seen that people have talked about that has changed? I think Stanley is also in the academy. Am I right, Stanley? For those of you that are right here and you're in the academy, please share with us the transformation you have got, the difference from where you're coming from and what you are, or maybe what you love about the academy. Please share with us. Please share with us. I'm waiting. Share with us what you love about the academy. I'm waiting. Give me a few seconds. I need to quickly use the toilet. Please share with us before I end the session. I am back. Has anyone shared? Regina, I'm too proud to share. I'm going to end the session now. Stanley, I think you are also in the academy. If there's anyone right here that are in the academy, please share with us what the academy has done for you, what you like about the academy. Is there anyone? Please let me know. I want to share. I want to end the session. Anyone, whether you're on Zoom or you're on YouTube, feel free to share. Please let's do that fast. I want to end the session. Anyone? Somebody said, I want to master grammar. Then enroll in our grammar class. Our Grammar Master Academy is also an academy like this. We run for 3 weeks instead of 6 weeks. You learn on the e-learning platform anytime, any day. The Grammar Master Academy is 32,000 Naira. But if you enroll tonight, I can give you access to enroll for 23,999 Naira. You're making payment into the same account number, Choma. The Grammar Master Academy runs for 3 weeks, not 6 weeks. Take note of that. You learn on the e-learning platform anytime, any day. If you're someone that wants to improve your grammar, maybe you're struggling with how to use has and have, been, was, were, would, could. If you're someone like that, you need to be in the Grammar Master Academy. You don't know how to use your past tense, present tense effectively. The Grammar Master Academy runs for 3 weeks. You learn Mondays to Fridays, anytime and anytime that works for you on the e-learning platform. You also get corrected. Each person gets corrected on the assignment community, right? So the academy, the Grammar Master Academy is 32,000 Naira, but you can get access tonight for 23,999 Naira. So if you're really interested, you can make your payment into the same account number. Do we have any other question? Okay, Regina says, I was able to read my Bible by paying attention to the words effectively. I appreciate your feedback, Regina. Udo says, I love the way you carry everyone along and the transparency. Thank you very much, Udo. Any other person? I'll end the session now. Thank you, everyone. I sincerely appreciate you. If you'd like to improve your diction and your pronunciation, the Diction Master Academy is for you. You would never regret joining. Again, if you go through the academy, you do everything I ask you to do, and you do not get result, I would refund your money. Plus, you get access to all the bonuses. I just need 2 more payments tonight. So if you're here and you want to enroll, go ahead and enroll. Or if you're here and you struggle with grammar, you need the Grammar Mastery Academy. You learn Mondays to Friday, anytime that works for you for 3 weeks. You submit your assignment to the assignment WhatsApp group where you get corrected. You get correction to each of your assignments. The Grammar Master Academy is 32,000 Naira, but you can get access to it for just 23,999 Naira tonight. You can make your payment, any of them, whether you're enrolling for the Diction Master Academy, 20,999 Naira, or you're enrolling for the Grammar Master Academy, that is 23,999 Naira. Make your payment to our UBA 206-972-5016, Olubukola Agbalaya. So I'm going to leave you now. Thank you, everyone, to those who enrolled tonight. Thank you. The admin would attend to your payment. You get access to the community immediately where you can start learning with the bonuses. The academy starts on the 12th of September at 8 p.m. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night rest. Like I said earlier, may this week be a fulfilled and productive one. May the Almighty keep us safe. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love. And to those that have registered, I assure you, you will not regret it. Choma, you can go ahead to enroll for the Grammar Master Academy. Is 23,999 naira. Make your payment into the same account number. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful night rest.